Hello, this is Natalie Goff with Ambitious Media, sharing your stories of success and inspiration. I'm here with Gabriel Hall, founder and co-owner of Yoga World Studios in Long Beach. Now first, Gabriel, I'm just really interested in knowing, what do you think is the core of yoga?
The core of yoga? The core of yoga is about understanding that we're multi-layered creatures and that we live in the world, and how to connect best to other people in the world and to ourselves on many dimensions. The primary way people access this sort of practice is through the physicality of yoga asanas, is through movement, meditation, and breath work. It helps to build strength, flexibility, balance, coordination, rhythm, and the internal practice of meditation helps to bolster mindfulness, concentration, awareness, peacefulness, internal equanimity, sense of being centered. So it really hits the external and the internal almost equally.
Balance, that's great. And I read your bio online. You yourself have pursued yoga since the age of 19. It's been a major part of your life. Could you talk about your own personal experience with that? What first drew you to it and how you've continued to benefit or bond with it?
Yeah, the yoga practice actually appealed to me even younger, at age 4, 5, or 6.
Wow.
I started a little headstand practice, not knowing that I was really sort of getting on the yogic path right then.
Great.
I was also drawn to the yogic iconography, and just the iconography of ancient India, and also drawn to the philosophical elements of yoga, largely through the teachings and discussions of Alan Watts, who's an Englishman who came to this country and kind of brought some ideas from the East to the West. And then, along with an interest in athletics and physicality, the fact that yoga combined philosophy and meditation and sort of athletic movement, I was just instantly drawn to it when I started around just out of high school.
As you went through, different stages of your life and you aged and everything, did you find that yoga was there as something that was stable, or did it too change for you as you yourself changed?
That's a really good question. My practice evolved as I learned more, and as my understanding grew, my practice changed and my teaching evolved. But the yoga, having evolved, and changing along with new information as it comes out, and new experiences as you practice and teach. So that's one side of the issue. And then secondly, it's also remained like a continuous place to come home to. And there's like a comfort level that's sort of always there with some of that deep internal work, and just being able to roll out your mat and move and breathe in a way that's really healthy and wellness producing. It continues to be that for a good 20 years now, and that's always been with me, and that kind of sticks.
Great. And how do you, with that, that internal appreciation of wellness and what it does for you, at what point did you decide that you wanted to teach, or that you wanted to open a studio and share that with others?
My interest in teaching came partially through one of my main teachers at Cal State Long Beach, as I was going to school there and studying philosophy and also doing yoga there. I took the course about 8 times, so most people take it once or twice, and after 4 or 5 years, my teacher actually suggested to me, maybe you want to teach some of this, maybe you take over one class for me over in Yorba Linda, and that actually began my interest in teaching and wanting to share the benefits of yoga that I had gotten from it. And so it was with gentle encouragement from my teacher, Mickey, that I started teaching.
Would you say that evolution to where you are now, to having, perhaps you could say, a yoga studio as a business, transforming your passion into something sort of business, like you said, your wife takes care of more of that aspect, but would you say that might have perhaps marginalized your own personal yoga practice, or how has that affected your own personal relationship with your yoga?
That's a really good question, and you know, one's got to be mindful of negotiating the two sides of the yoga experience. I try to stay connected to some teachers that inspire me. So I've got a handful of teachers that I've studied with over the last 12 or 15 years, and I'll check in with them, take classes with them once in a while, and I try to just stay continually informed about new information that comes from the movement world at large, even if it's beyond the yoga world. So that's informed my practice and my teaching a lot in the last several years. So I just try to stay connected to new information that keeps me inspired, keeps it fresh, and keep the yoga such that we do some things over and over again because of the benefit of repetition, but we're also mixing it up enough so that the body is continually challenged, the mind's continually challenged, and I'm sort of continually challenged myself to present new, interesting material to students. And in terms of negotiating the business side, we've just tried to be as open as we can, and also offer classes at half price for people for whom, you know, yoga is unaffordable. So we've always run community level classes that gives a discount to everybody across the board. So we try to keep sort of yogic principles alive while running the business at the same time. And so far it's been good.
Great.